Okay, knives at the ready, swords from scabbards, bows drawn. The welcome package.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, who's kicking off?
Yeah, sorry, I just put something in my mouth. 1 minute. Somebody else maybe.
Either.
What is the welcome pack?
Okay, so yeah, welcome package. Actually, there has been some development, as discussed and hinted on last time. The group has worked on it, and what we have done, we tried to display it somehow. And Mark and I, we were playing a little bit around, but we couldn't find actually a good way how to display this message right now on the group of the people who have not posted more than 5 times. And I think he's working on that one to get a better layout, a better display on that one. And in the meantime, I've put it on the portal and promoted it. So I heard and I learned that some people are not very comfortable with that one. So I would like to hear what is it and why and so on and so on. Shoot.
Okay. Orientation. Actually, everything about that, it just has rubbed all my fur up the wrong way. The whole point of this was to have no orientation, to have no method, no funneling. I want people to, from a personal point of view, I would like people to roll up, falling all over the place with their hat in their hand, or swanning like a supermodel. I couldn't care less how they turn up, and I don't want to comb them in any way, shape or form. I want them to come in with all their raw bits and pieces and give that chaotic, raw opinion. I don't want to orientate them in any way, shape or form. So I object to the whole thing personally, and I think you should be able to come in, put your email in and join and do whatever the F you like. And if you do anything stupid, we'll deal with that then, as we always do, and that's where I sit on it.
Well, let me say that I completely disagree with you as a start, you know. Actually, things can, you know, this is a construction work. This is a project under construction. It is not finalized. Things can be changed. Right now, the name was what was orientation thread, and right now the thread is called the navigation guide. So, I mean, it can be changed, you know, if that one is one of your objections. And another thing about this chaotic element which you want to put in, I think this thread is not creating order into the chaos you want, you know. I think it's a kind of personal, how to say, hobby of you to approach things. But you see, we are building here a website for the people to be able to vote. So the structure of voting and all these procedures which are there, I mean, people should at least know about that one, and from there they can spontaneously bring in their own things and their own opinions. And I don't think that I'm brainwashing people here with my ascension spiral.
No. Let me ask, because you're going off into many questions there. So let me go for the first one. The first one
Okay.
was the name.
Yeah.
I don't care what name the tiger's got that tears my throat out. So the names, that's not my issue. My issue is with the second part. I don't think there should be anything to have a name. That's how much I object to it. And if you're saying that, to me, you sounded like you slightly changed the situation there from what I understood it. So let me redress that. I thought we were talking about orientation and putting people, informing people of how we do things. Well, we don't know how we do things yet. And I'm sure that the threads where we do those things will end up with some explanation in there. So I don't see the necessity of that at all. The welcome pack is to show people where to go and where things are. That's just an informational thing, and I think that can be done very easily. and we spend far too long mucking about with it, as far as I'm concerned. And the chaotic part of it, yes, I think if you give anyone information on the way into something, you change their views, and I think it's naive to say you don't. No matter how subtly it is, you do it. And I think we do it as individuals without even realising we do it. I know I do. So I'm against any form of combing. It doesn't matter. It's not singling out what you're saying or singling out any one subject. I just want a blunt door. You open it and you walk in. You need nothing. You need no. It should be so easy to walk through that door if it's set up properly that you shouldn't need anything other than a hello, there's the toilet. That's where I'm coming from. And if that's what you're saying you're talking about, okay, well then let's talk about it. But the other thing, no way, I'll stand in front of that every day.
Well, actually, I don't understand how things should work out, you know. For example, information, if you go to a place and you are new in that place, you know, you are right now arguing from the point of view, you are 100% familiar from this complete set of everything
No,
from
not.
A to
That's
Z.
not what I just said.
No. Oh, wait,
That
wait,
isn't
wait,
what I
let
just
me,
said.
no, wait, let me,
No,
let
I
me
won't
talk.
wait. No, I won't wait because you've
No,
misunderstood
let me
something I'm
talk.
saying. So
Let
the
me,
point is
let
continuing with a statement.
let
No,
me talk.
you wait. No, I won't
No.
wait. You wait. I want to address something. You've got it wrong. That's not what I'm saying. You're going to have to wait because it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you're saying that you're just putting signposts up to tell people where the toilet is and where the dining room is, that's no problem. I've got no problem with that. But if you're saying you want to put something on the outside of the door that explains to them what we do and how we do it, I am against that. So now you...
So for example, my question now, what was the purpose of the beta proposal?
What was the purpose of the beta proposal? Well, let's go back to the subject we're talking about and put that red herring on the floor and go back to the fact of what you actually want to do and what the orientation package is. I think that would really help me out if you clearly, in a very short way, with just the bullet points, tell me what you want to achieve.
Yeah, I want the people to see that on this side they can discuss projects and there's a system of voting and project implementation in place where they can how they can participate in that way. And without having an idea about these things, I think they can participate. You know, that's it. Because always then
where would this
huh?
be placed? Where would it be placed? On the outside
What?
of the site, or on the inside of the site, as it were? I know we're open to the public now, but you know what I mean. Will it be inside the site in the welcome package? This information, this signpost, or is it on the outside of the site explaining what we're doing?
Yeah, this signpost was supposed to be for people who are signing up, and they will get a notification, and they can click it away. And that notification, if they go ahead on with that link, it leads to that orientation or navigation guide. Have you seen that one?
Okay, so we're talking about an index to the site, not a pre-conformed set of rules.
Sounds like a fact.
I don't
Frequently
understand.
asked questions kind of thing.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, it sounds like Bashy just wants a fact, a frequently asked questions, a how-to guide things on how things work for people who are interested. It doesn't have to be on the front door.
Well, that's very interesting you should say that, because that's exactly what I don't think he wants. I think he wants to select people as newbies and point them out, and eventually massage that into a way of stopping them from posting, first of all, or making them make 5 posts and so on, and all these rules are going to set in, and this is where they're going to go. And I don't even want the room to exist where those rules are going to go, so that's where I'm coming from.
Well, wait, Stephen. This now you are opening a whole a whole box, you know. Number one. What is the setting? How it is implemented, and how is it effective? Mark, please, can you help me out that one on the technical side?
Oh, you you can do it a billion different ways, like everything else. But we could. What I had in mind when I first even mentioned this damn thing was that when you sign in for the first time after you've signed up, there'll be a little notice there in a little box. It just has whatever they wanted in it. I don't really care. So a guide, whatever, a little nav. I don't. But yeah, and you can click it away, and then you never have to see it again if you don't want to.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
and
tell you what I'm
then
going to do. I'll
no,
stand
wait, wait, wait,
down
wait,
on.
wait, wait, wait,
No,
Stephen,
no, I'm
Stephen.
going to do
No,
you. I'm going to do you a favour. I'm going to do you a
no.
favour before you say it.
o-
I'm going to do. All
Okay.
right, okay, we'll keep. Go on. No, go on. No, it's too late now. You lost your chance.
I've won a chance. I have not lost a chance.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Mark,
it.
Mark, yes, we wanted actually having this kind of like a walking information stick or whatsoever as a kind of support for the people who are absolutely having no idea about what is going on the site. And we were actually the question or the problem we had, we in the beginning we wanted to limit it, so let's say within the first month maybe this thing will pop up or when the people are first signing in or something like this. And we came in the technical discussion, we came to the point where we said that we can't make it time-wise, but we can make it like action-wise, post-wise. Let's say the first 3 posts or first 5 posts, unless they are not made these posts, they are in one group, in one kind of category, which is internal. So in this internal category, they have this pop-up message, which they can click away, and once it is clicked away, it will not pop up again. So this is more or less a technical thing. It's nothing more than that. And everybody jumped on me with newbie and putting labels on it and restricting permissions and freedom of whatever,
You put the label.
And no, I
That's a
didn't
very
put any.
interesting point. I've listened to you. Now, no, 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 that's a good point. Let me answer it. The reason you was jumped on is because the language fader has been changed as we've gone along through this. We started with words like newbie and orientation, and now we're welcome and we're supporting. And I'm wondering when the phase goes the other way again, because there's somewhere for that to exist. And I don't like the fact that there's internal categorization of anyone. If I'm standing in the way of some logistical reason, well then put that to me. But at the moment, I don't see any reason for doing this. So could you explain to me what the logistical, practical reason for doing this is?
Yeah, I told you already. We had a discussion actually in the working group, and you are very much welcome
Well,
to
we're in the recording
participate
for the yeah. Well,
in
we're in a
that. Yeah,
public
wait.
meeting
Yeah,
now, and that's why I wanted
yeah,
to explain.
yeah. You are bringing these things up, and I want to explain it because otherwise I will be looked at from a different point of view, which I don't think is correct. So this is a group is created internally in the server, which or in the forum software whatsoever, and whoever comes in as a first member or a new member or whatsoever, and that software has to how to say recognize that person or so that this message can be displayed, and that is the group I'm referring. In the beginning, I said newbie, then I said newly registered members or whatever you name it, new group or newcomers or whatsoever, and this is actually how the software internally is operating on that one. It has no effect whatsoever externally. There is no label, there is no signboard, there is no restriction of any freedom or posting or whatsoever. And I brought up in the last meeting, I brought up that if we have that group, that there can be attached a limitation of creating new posts. And that is optional, and that is up for discussion, and I tabled it for discussion, and it was voted against, and with that one it is from the table. I don't see any problem on that one, and I don't know why these things are coming up again and again and again.
Okay, so I'll stand down on that one. You're talking about literally a technical thing there, and the last point you made about well, the last point you made that is what I totally disagree with. I don't want any of that. But if you're talking about it from the logistical point of view, then I'll stand down. Now, the problem we've got now is everyone's sat here and listened, and we've got to put that into a vote, because I want it put to bed, because we keep bringing it up. And I'm nervous about anything like that. And I'm not suggesting that you've suggested anything, or I'm not trying to vilify you in any way, shape or form. What I want to do is make it very clear to everybody what's been said, and there's no problem with anything can be offered. That's what we're saying, and that's the essence of what I'm saying. There is no restriction on anything anyone says or does. Ideas are put forward and they're discussed, and we either dismiss them or go with them, and that's what's going on here. So there's no attempt to vilify you here at all. And we want everyone's cross-sectional point of view. So I'm not dismissing anyone. I just want it very clear for everybody what we're actually talking about. And I'll be honest with you, it was a bit ambiguous to me where it was going. However, it's much clearer now. But we've got to put it into a vote. What are we going to call it? How are we going to put this into a vote? What I don't want is any sort of combing or restriction that restricts anybody from posting or doing anything that anyone else can do on the site from the immediate conception of them joining. That's what I don't want. What I've got no objection to is something logistical and technical that helps the site inform people of how to navigate the site. So can we somehow singularize those two things? So the thing about information and the thing that technically goes out to people, I've got no objection to. Vote on it. Bashi, yes or no?
I have no objections on that one. You know, this is why I'm doing it actually.
But I'm being proper. Shut up. Cool.
I don't. It's difficult, really. I agree with you, Stephen. If there's absolutely no restrictions at all, then there's no harm in it. But I don't agree with any restrictions whatsoever.
Well, look, let's do two separate votes. Let me clarify again. What we're voting on now is whether there's any objection to the technical information system that we're talking about. That's got no restrictions on it. It doesn't restrict anybody doing anything. It's just an informative thing that's part of the welcome package for new members. That's what we're voting on now. Have we got any objections to that? But I say no, I haven't got any objections to that. Bashi says no. So, Cora, have you got any objections to that?
Okay, no objections.
No objection.
No objections, and I also want to say that it's just the thing is action based. It's by like if you sign in or you sign up or you have somebody this or that. That's all. There's a billion different ways it can be said.
Okay.
No objections.
Sarah.
No objection.
No objection.
No, none.
Bert.
None here.
Okay, so the second vote we're going to have is any sort of restriction of any description. Basically, let's go as plain as possible. You put your email in, you join the site, you can do what Atticus can do, apart from, post on my behalf. So, no restrictions is what I'm saying, and I'm saying I don't want those, so the vote would be no restrictions, so I say no.
No restrictions.
Yeah, no restrictions.
No restrictions.
No restrictions, and I'd also like to add, it seems to be confused with the other thing, but whatever.
Yeah, it did, and that's what I wanted to iron out, really.
No restriction.
So,
No restriction.
No restriction.
No restriction.
and finally,
No restrictions, although there may be a time, I don't know how you guys deal with spammers, so most of the time anybody who wants to join who's just going to spam is going to come immediately and post links. So if you wanted any type of restrictions, would be to anything that had a link in it would be flagged for moderation, and somebody would have to approve that post.
we're just to make that clearer. We're taking all of those rules as read, if you see what I'm saying. The standard rules that anyone would implicate. We're kind of pushing those to one side. What we're really talking about here is internal restrictions for people that come on the site. But yeah, point taken. But yeah, they're
So no probationary period for anybody. I totally agree with that.
no, nothing like that, nothing like that. But of course, we will chuck out idiots.
We deal with spammers in other ways.
Okay, yeah, I'm a little behind on that game. So yeah, I totally agree. I'm on board.
Okay, so we'll enter both those votes in the minutes. We agree to Bash's very good idea of informing people and Mark's technical way of doing it, but we disagree to any restrictions of any description. When you join the site, you have as much rights as any other member, including whether you want to pay for a donation or not.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for bringing it.
So should I explain a little bit more on the welcome package?
Well, what I want to do is crack on with a meeting. Really, maybe we do that in on the Agora. You could put up start a thread on there, or you've already got one. But you know what I mean. Do it in there. I think really, mate, at a slower pace so that everyone can get. Because obviously I'm thick and didn't understand what you were saying. I'm hoping there are other thick people out there like me, so I'm not on an island. So yeah, maybe if we do it slower in the Agora itself, it will become more apparent for dimbos like me.
There is actually a thread existing, how you want to be welcomed.
Yeah. What's it called, Bash?
I think it's called How Do You Want to Be Welcomed?
Well, that's on the tape now, so there. Okay, moving on. Anyone want to add anything? Throw any eggs or?
We could add it as a page instead of the stupid pop-up thing. That way people could just go to it.
Okay, well, if you start throwing ideas like that up on the thread, I think would be better.
Fair enough.
Nice
one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but if you say that, I just want to tell you, Mark, that I think your idea is not that bad. It's pretty much like when you download a program and it asks you the first time you sign up if you'd like a tutorial, and you either click yes or no or later or something, and then it's off the table. That's pretty nice. Like, it's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so moving on, we've got design of the portal. Web page design with WordPress.
I think it's from last time. It's from the last time.
Okay, right, scratch that one. Web page design with WordPress, how far, options. We need to discuss this again to conclusion. We've got help.
Well, what do you want to discuss?
Well, look, we're going to use WordPress, I take it. We're going to get a page that works on tablets and the rest of it. This is as far as we got with this, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's, what is it called? A template, not a page, but yeah. There's one there for now that we can change anytime to any cool one. I was inspired to look for, I'm trying to find one. I can't find one yet, but I'm looking for one that had like a dock on it, like a circle, and the icons would move around a circle to a selector, and that would go around the big A thing, the logo. That would be my idea. But
That sounds very. So kind of like an Xbox does, if you like, with the A standing up vertically in the middle of it.
yeah, and then it's the point of the A could be the selector, you know.
Yeah, sounds great. So we'll leave that with you to just you're going to come up with some examples or whatever. Is that where we leave?
Yeah, it's gonna take me some time though, because I might have to make it from nothing.
All right. So for point of meeting, we leave that web page design WordPress thing in there. Maybe write it a little bit better. That we're going to bring that up just to check in with Mark as and when he's got some information, just as a reminder for him, and then he can pipe up in case he's forgotten anything he's done during that week. Is that all right with you, Mark?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Forum search engine optimization. Buy a better engine for $50. Let's put that to bed as well. What we
Well, if they want it that bad, buy it. That's all I'm saying about it. I myself am indifferent.
What is it going to do for?
It'll make the search bar in the forum more efficient when you're, say, to find the thread you're looking for or whatever.
That is pretty crap, isn't it? That?
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Okay, guys. Well, look, I think we need to make a decision on this. Does this bug you enough? Do you use it enough? And take it on a personal basis. Um, I wouldn't mind spending the $50 on that. I've got to be honest. That's from a personal point of view. So if we can vote on that, so I think yes.
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 Jolly good. Let's send that in the minutes that we are going to purchase that. Mark, could you make that happen? Obviously, you'll have to talk to Val and amend Joe about funding and so on. But if you could operate that, Mark, and get that to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Threads module. Reorganising the display of threads in a chronological order. Sticky option there. Was that you, Bashi, that was talking?
Actually, it doesn't come from me, but what I noticed is that in the Get Involved section, for example, the threads are not displayed in chronological order.
Well, there's two reasons for that. One, they're displayed by whoever posted them goes to the top. That's what a bump does, actually. And then, on top of that, we have those labels that have priorities, too. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, the stickies will always be at the top. That's why they're stickies.
Okay, so what do we want to decide? What's the
I think I looked at that section and I agree it's quite chaotic, but I think people went nuts with the labels and the pinning, and it's mostly the radio show, and that goes into that whole other idea, like putting all that stuff on the front. The uncongested forum would be great.
So what we're actually talking about here is tied in by putting something somewhere else to stop it interfering with the chronological order in the module.
Yeah, that would help a lot. But I'm saying also, the way the thing's set up, the threads that are posted in from that forum or subforum, wherever it's at, whatever one's posted in will go right to below the stickies. They go by order of who posted in them.
Yeah, I can see. There are 6 sticky threads right now in Getting Involved.
Okay, so maybe what we're talking about here is some a little bit more sense in what are we saying here. The sticky things
And
get a
using
problem, don't they? We're
and
really
using
sticky
the
everywhere.
yeah, and using this feature of sticky here.
So maybe we take that feature away.
No, I think we should just decide. For example, there we have staff meetings, which got stickies, and audios and discussions on staff meetings. I think it's not supposed to be sticky. 3rd
Okay,
May,
well,
for
yeah,
example.
we don't have to take the feature away, but we can get it off it there and remind everybody that has the ability to do that, to use it conservatively.
We will restrict the use of the sticky button.
I was just waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, I won't disappoint you.
I know you won't. I know you won't. So what we're saying there is maybe a note saying that explaining what it does, and are we saying that we want to stick certain
It's
things out on the front?
only the staff can do that.
Oh, right.
So
Right.
we will restrict the
So
stuff
we
now.
will restrict the stuff. You see,
Well, like Mark explained it, it's actually pretty straightforward thinking of it because it's just the last post, the last post goes on top. So, I mean, the only thing that really effectively could avoid that if you had feature like you have like in the Explorers or Finders, where you can display things like chronologically or last modified or what have you, and then it would just put it up in the way that you want to see it. But it's quite normal that threads are not displayed in the order that they were created, but in the order that they were last posted on.
Indeed.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you have two.
Let's.
Okay.
No,
No, it was. You have two categories. You have the sticky category, and in the sticky category, it's also after the last post. But this one supersedes the normal category, and then after the sticky category comes the normal category. So now the last sticky post can be, let's say, 5, 6 months ago. It will still be on top of the post which has been just a normal thread which has been just posted 1 month ago, 1 hour ago.
so it seems to me
That's the point.
we need to start
It's like
exercising
a
some control over it with ourselves, don't we? I mean, not every and if it's been there for ages and you stuck it up there, well then quite frankly, if it's stale or out of date in any way, surely you should be responsible for taking it down again,
yes.
whoever
Thank
you
you.
are. Okay, is that about where you're coming from?
That's where I'm coming from. I don't know about him.
Well, it's about cleaning up after yourself, really, isn't it? If you come up with a good idea, you put it up there and it has some legs for a little while and then goes, or whatever reason, surely you should be the one responsible for taking it down.
As like
I
you're saying, for instance, if I put up the next meeting minutes and I make them sticky, I unstick those from last week.
Yeah, that is good, yeah.
I have a question. Along with the sticky buttons, there's alert buttons. They seem to go to the top too. Um,
Yeah,
shouldn't we?
they have a priority. They would be the top of the normal. That alert thing, them are labels, like you label files in a file cabinet.
I'm sorry. There's update. There's update, alert, and sticky. All three of those
Yeah, but
things.
it's just a label without any sticky function. It's just a pin, just a label.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
what's starting.
That's you got to
Did
label
they
it
still
sticky.
appear above? They just go down like normal posts.
No, in the normal section, there's a hierarchy too. If you put alert, it'll go to the top. But then, if say
Ah,
somebody has one that's not alerted, it'll go to the top after that.
so stars, does that answer your?
Yeah, I think so.
Does an alert label thread stay on top, or does it roll down too?
It will go
Well, that's
down.
what.
When it'll go once you make it and it's alerted and all that. But after that, it'll go down. It'll end up at the bottom of the alert pile.
But it will stay
Yeah.
on top of it will stay on top of a totally untagged post. Is that what?
No, the on tag
No.
post, if it's posted in afterwards, it'll go above the alert.
Yeah, I'm seeing
Lovely.
that now. I'm seeing. What I'm looking at right now is there's a. Yeah, it doesn't stay on top. That was my question. And is it the same way with the alert with the update button? Does that stay on the top like the sticky, or is that the same as the alert button, the update button?
They're the order they're displayed in. That's their order of importance. Say I have the ones that say like deleted thread for all the soft deleted threads, so they go to the bottom and they don't bother us when we're looking because we can all see them.
Oh,
So just for clarification, then, a sticky will always stay on top. Any of the other update tags that there are will go in order themselves, but they will transcend down as new posts come in. Is that it?
Yes, that sums it up.
Lovely.
So what's the...
Okay. So the decision there, I was just thinking, so the decision there is we tidy up after ourselves if we use a sticker. Agree? I say yes.
Yes.
Oh, he's away.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes.
That was 2 yeses for the tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yes.
Okay, so that was all on tape that you all agreed to clear up after yourself. So I'll just add an amendum rider on the end of that. If you don't, it's out the back and 40 lashes.
Who's given the 40 lashes?
Whoever wins the raffle.
Oh, damn. That could be... That could be kind of hot or a little disturbing.
I reckon it's going to be a popular raffle. Val's just gone to buy a ticket.
Front of the queue.
Okay then. The events button. The events button. This is that tag that we never use up there. I would say we use that for the podcast from now on, wouldn't you?
No, that's not what it's... You could schedule them on there. All it is, it's like a schedule for the forum. I, I could take it away too if you want. I don't care. I'm just saying.
Well, it's come to our attention now, and this is what we're saying here. So, right, it's come to all of our attentions now. So, I think really what you could do for us, Mike, is just give us a quick explanation of what it is, as short as you can, and then next week we'll leave that on and we'll discuss it because we all know what the bloody hell it is, from my personal point.
Okay, you know them little personal calendar planner things everybody carries around? Yeah, it's basically one of those for the forum. It's virtual. It does the same thing. You pick a day, you pop an event in, and a time or whatever, and that'll be marked there, and everybody knows.
Do they have to go to it to see that, or will it?
I don't know. And it
Because
tracks
we've never
things
put.
too. Apparently, it tracks birthdays too.
All right. Well, let's all have a little think about that. Leave that there, and we'll leave that in the agenda for next week, and we'll discuss that then, because we kind of know what it's about now. Give us some time to think about it. Okay.
It's,
Moving on to the. So,
it's just a day planner, man.
yeah. All right. So we'll figure out whether we want to start using the day planner for the forum. I think we might be getting a little bit complicated, but look, let's think about it, and we'll leave it in the agenda for next week, and we'll discuss it. Okay. Mission statement. Do we have one? Do we need one? I put in there our mission is not to have a mission. This again sort of harks back to what we were talking about for me, pre-combing people and things like that. And I hate mission statements on a personal basis. Do we want a mission statement? I say no.
No. Sorry.
We have the welcome package, so no need for a mission.
Oh my God, he's like a dog with a bone, isn't he?
Sorry, I just came back. What was that?
Do you want a mission statement?
Um, yeah, I guess so. I don't mind, really.
Okay, so he says yes.
No.
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 Don't think.
Well, if this is going to be reactionary and evolve, I think a mission statement is going to have to be constantly updated. So I guess I go no too.
Okay, so we've now identified who the corporate monkey is.
Oh my God.
Only joke. So I take it we're not going to have a mission statement. And I'll tell you
Well,
what,
I mean,
Tom,
I'm easy. I mean,
we know that, so we've established Soraya and yourself. Maybe you two should have a mission statement, and I've got an idea of what it should contain.
Oh,
hey, I'm game if you are, Soraya.
I'm a bit lost there. I didn't get.
We think Core should have his own mission statement.
converting one monster smuggler at a time. You can change the world if you just buy my bungee smugglers.
Okay.
Yeah, mate.
Right, some serious stuff.
Hey, your mic's going.
Okay, so what we was gonna, where we got to before we was rudely interrupted there is compliance with the Data Protection Act. Soraya, you kind of owned that a little bit, didn't you? Did you get any further with that? I'm not putting you on the spot or anything. If you haven't, it's no problem. But did you read any more into that?
I've been doing a bit on it, and what I've found is that we're exempt from notifying the ICO, so we don't have to notify them. But apart from that, we need a privacy notice because we're collecting data in the form of bank account, and we just need to say that we don't share with third parties and that we'll stick to the Data Protection Act. And also, I think we have to grant subject access requests. That's as far as I've got.
Jolly good. It's informative. So
I got a place
right, so
for
it's
that. I just need whatever she comes up with to put in it.
okay. So we're entering the minutes that we're fairly. It's fairly easy for us to fairly easy for us to comply. Soraya, if you could sort of put something together rudimentarily and give it to Mark, he'll make it happen.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Okay, now we get to some good stuff. Has anyone got anything they want to add from the previous minutes? Jolly good. Okay, I've put some little points I want to discuss in the bottom there because I think it'd be prudent to do so. And the first one is the effect of personal relationships on the efficiency and planning of the content and construction of the website. So let me explain myself. Oh, the little girls and boys keep arguing with each other about shit that doesn't fucking matter when all we're really doing is trying to get to the same goal. And I'm a bit sick and tired of it. We're all adults. Learn to stand back and make a calm and objective decision about things and stop taking ownership issues with things you're working on even though you're working on them. Everybody needs to think before they type. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Billy. Billy has just entered the meeting. Billy, shout your name out, mate.
Hi, this is Billy. Hi.
Okay, so you'll have to keep stum for a minute, Billy, because we're nearly there and it's getting a bit. See if you can catch up. Burke's got a vote in there, so you've got a surrogate in there. So I hope anyone's not offended by what I say, but that's really where I am. I'm really fed up with all the silly personal stuff getting involved with what we're actually trying to get to do. And I'm telling everybody that I really am going to start stepping down on it because it's my only function here, really, to keep some sort of recognition of order, and I'm going to start exercising that function. And that's going to start pretty soon because, and I hope you all agree, really, because we're all guilty of it, including me, and I'm going to make the effort to keep my personal feelings out of things, and just you know, do my job, and only that. Um, that's the point I wanted to make. Has anyone got anything they want to add to that? Great. So we all agree. Um, good. I'm surprised and very happy. The way I'm going to deal with this is if more than 2 people come to me and complain about one individual, I'm going to get that individual and those 2 people in a Skype call with me, and no one will leave that Skype call until there is a resolution, whatever that may be. Has anyone got any objections to that? I haven't. Bashi?
No.
Billy?
No.
Cool.
No, sounds good.
Dale?
Absolutely no objections.
None.
No.
Soraya?
No.
Star?
No.
Val?
No.
Burke?
No objection.
Jolly good. Thanks very much for your support there. I know we all want to do the same thing, and I know we've all been guilty of it. So let's put it to bed there, and that's how we'll deal with it from now on. I think actually the fact that we've actually got a way of dealing with it now would actually help things settle down. Thanks very much for your cooperation there. Okay, so kind of still with that, let me just have a little think for a minute. Okay, so what the next point is, could we discuss the implementation of boundaries between our efforts? Now that kind of helps stop what we've just decided how we're going to adjudicate on. Yeah, I think we could avoid a lot of arguments if we can draw some kind of boundary around or take some kind of ownership in real time of each different jobs. Now we've done that very clearly with accounting, etc., etc. So has anyone got any objections to that in principle, that we start drawing a loop around groups of people that are taking care of that and give them some autonomy in there really, and take their word for certain things? Obviously they will agree to no objections and so on. Has anyone got any objections with that way of dealing with things? Bashi?
No.
Billy?
No.
No, not really. I do think there should be a bit of an outline though, with certain things, because if you kind of own something and someone else wants to input or something, it shouldn't be just struck out because you're the one owning it. You know, it should still be a discussion, and some things should still be voted on by us all.
Agreed, yeah, that's what we're saying, but we're also saying that there should be some boundary there to give those people that are working on it full time some autonomy, to not have to explain every intricacy, and we could trust them because we've asked them to do it, knowing that they will know our objections calmly if we put them in a formatted way. That's really what I'm saying. Dale, you got any objections to that?
No objections.
None.
No objection.
Sorry.
No.
Start.
Nope.
No.
Burke.
No.
Jolly good. Again, thanks for your support. So we're kind of, we'll have to work on that, and we'll have to really decide who's doing what and what their talents are. That could actually be a point in next week's agenda, that we really start narrowing down what bits we're going to own. I mean, it's pretty obvious for people like Mark and so on, but you know, I think we really need to list that out a little so we can all have a fairly good idea of who we should go to and why. So maybe we can think about ourselves in the aspect of that, and what we want to do and what we want to own, and we'll put that on the agenda for next week. Which jobs do you want to do in the Agora? So if we could enter that in the minutes as enter that yeah, enter that in the minutes as a point going on next week's agenda, just as a note to Soraya. Okay, last one. Donations. Discuss the effect thereof. Donation restriction to membership fee. All donations will be accepted anonymously and with no autonomy from the vendor until the membership fee is concluded. That kind of goes back to the point. What I'm trying to say there is, if someone wants to walk up and give 20 quid, that's fine. As soon as they've done that, they're not going to get a Hail Mary for that, and they're not going to have any decision what happens with that money because they've made a donation. And that's how it should be until we've adjudicated how we're going to really do things.
Wouldn't that
Has
be
anyone
a
got any?
contribution then?
Sorry, so yeah, well, yeah, whatever you want to call it, Mark. Yeah, but what I'm basically saying is that they have there's no control over that money, and they won't get any recognition for that money. That's just a stalwart that I want to put in there before we even start. Any objections to that, Basher?
No.
No.
No, not at all.
No objections.
None.
No objection.
No.
Start.
No.
No.
None here either.
Jolly good. Okay, that's concluded all the amendments I wanted on there. Has anyone else got anything they want to bring up at this point? Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, a simple little thing.
Okay, Mark, go on, you go.
You know how we said you can't archive the shoutbox? I've recently discovered that you can set it to archive in a thread automatically.
Mm.
What does that mean?
Want that, and that means all the shoutbox will be logged in a thread.
One long continuous post, or separated by month, or
Oh,
what?
I don't know. We never used it. It just says if you want archive thread here. I imagine it would be a series of posts.
That might
Maybe
be
you just
interesting.
activate it for one day to see.
Yeah, give it a trial. Because, I've gone down there and I've seen come to the tail end of the top of the thing. I didn't know there was an archive, but I've come to the tail end up at the top, and they're talking about something, and I have no flipping clue what they're talking about, and I'm like, okay, I'm lost. So yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
Okay, so
So
what
it
we
just
do?
writes it to
Let's take a vote on a trial run for that. Should we give it what, 3 days?
Sounds fair.
Okay, so I'm for that. Bashi,
Yep.
Billy,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Dal,
Yes, I support.
Yes.
Yes.
Soraya,
Yes.
Stop.
Yeah.
Val,
Yeah.
Burke.
Sure.
Jolly good. Let it be in the minutes that we're going to do a 3-day trial on the shout box, archiving into a thread. Ree, you buzzed your button. Did you have something you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, right. I did want to bring something up. I just want to hear if we all agree on that, which is I think no changes should be made to anyone's posts, period, unless it is for security of that individual or others that are mentioned in that post. I just want to see if you agree on that.
Well, sorry.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about. Changing other people's posts or what?
Right, well, let me.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, sorry. Go on then, Ree. You go.
Yeah, maybe I should have. What I mean is that no changes should be made to anyone's posts other than your own, of course. as, unless it is, of course, that they ask you for it, or there is a reason of security, that there is something posted in there that is a threat to someone's security or well-being. But other than that, I don't think anyone should edit anyone else's posts other than themselves, their own.
Well, let me say something. Let me say something. I think, Ryan, you are alluding to the editing of my editing, which I did into the minutes, which you post in the Agora, correct?
Not really. That's what brought it to my attention, that maybe we don't all see it this way, because for me, quite frankly, that was quite obvious that one would never do that. And
well, let me say something.
Let me say something. That this happening just brought it to my attention that obviously we are not all on the same page, and I would just like to see, what you people thinking about.
So you want clarification?
Let me say
Sorry,
something
let me just
now.
hang on before you go, Bashi. I just want to put it in context what we're actually saying here. So what you're saying there is that, as I took it, and I took it as read, that no one interferes with anyone else's posts under any circumstances, because that's that person's private property, unless there was a mistake made in security or some very logistic, a real decent reason why that's happened. So that would be security, personal details, and all the rest of it. And I'll also add something to that. I'm kind of public property, and I know people go into my posts and change my spelling and my crappy grammar and all the rest of it. And I couldn't care less, because I know they don't change the actual context of the wording or anything. So that's happened, and I've allowed that to happen, and I've got no problem with that personally. I'd just like to state that there. But that's me, and I don't think I count in this, so I'm going to step out of this. Has that clarified it, Reed?
As to clarify my point, that's yeah, that's what I meant by doing so. I mean, it's not about a misspelling or something like that. It's about changing someone else's words.
It's about changing.
Well, now let me say something. Let's be concrete here. What Ryan is referring to is the editing of my editing of her posts of the minutes of the 7th of this month in the Agora. And let me tell you what has happened is she made a statement in the minutes. She said something, she wrote something in the minutes which was not said. So I pointed this one out to her in the purple room, and Stephen, I think you should log into the purple room to see the discussion there. And I told her that this thing, what she was writing, was not what was said, and I corrected it in the way that I told her what was actually said, and she replied to it on Saturday. She replied, she said, okay, I didn't understand it this way, so that is my bad. So this is what she said in the purple room on Saturday. And she didn't correct this statement neither in the purple room, not in the Agora.
Hang on.
Wait.
Okay, hang on. I want a point of clarification, please, because I'm listening and I've not understood something. Did you alter the post before you informed Rhiannon it was wrong? Yes or no?
No.
Is that correct, Ray?
That is correct. He informed me in the purple room that my perception was wrong. And I said I didn't understand it this way, and I asked if he wants it back on the agenda. And I didn't get an answer. Then later I got a message from Rose that she has put up the audio, and if I would please put up the minutes, which I did. And Bashi then asked me where I put it up, and I linked him to it and asked if there was anything wrong. And he said no, he just couldn't find it. And I then later went back and saw that the wording was changed. And I was very surprised I would have
Yeah, because
expected
it was
him
not correct.
to
Yeah, because it was not correct.
Right,
to
stop,
object,
stop.
make or comment on there. So I
Okay,
was very surprised.
okay, hang on a second. You've just contradicted yourself, Bashy.
Why?
You said that you informed her before you changed it, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but the way Regis explained that, she wasn't ever informed. It was about
Yeah, she
some
was not
placement
informed. Yes.
geographically. Right, okay, so this is a very
You,
simple
you, you.
argument.
Wait. You asked me. Well, wait. You asked me whether I informed her. Whether
I
I
asked
informed
you,
her.
first of all,
Whether I informed her before I've changed the posting, the wording, and I said no. Yes.
no, you
Sorry.
didn't.
Yes.
Okay, from what
Because
Regis said to me, it sounds like that's not the case.
yes, and it is actually in the purple room on Saturday at 5 o'clock p.m. I wrote to her just to clear this up. The category has been set up in any case to enable the display of the welcome package message for new members. Mark will do that. That category will not limit permissions per se, but enables the display of the message. To that category, an attachment of limiting. Wait,
Hang
let
on,
me say something now.
Before we go,
It's on record.
Going down the road. No, I know it's on record. I'm not actually worried about what went wrong or how or all the rest of it. The point I'm trying to make here is, no one goes and changes anyone's anything without previously informing them that they're going to do so, therefore giving them the opportunity to either have it explained to them or to go and change it themselves. And I asked you if you'd informed her that you had changed those things. If you'd had given her that opportunity before you changed them, and you said yes. And from Rhiannon's
that is correct.
explanation just there, right? From Rhiannon's explanation just there, which you may have to do again, Rhi, so I can understand. It didn't sound like it happened like that. So let's not get bogged down in what the problem was about. I'm interested in people going in, changing people's posts, because I want that adjudicated on by us all. And I really don't want to go into this anymore, to be honest, because it's going down that road that it usually goes down, and it serves no purpose to anybody. What I really want to do is make a decision about the actual crux of the matter, which is, and it's not a witch hunt on you, Bashi, by Rhi, or vice versa, and she did actually point out at the beginning that all it did was bring to the forefront that she did actually want to make the point that people shouldn't be doing this, and I've made the point that I don't mind people doing that to me because I'm kind of public property and it's only spelling and grammar with me. Mark does it, Dale does it to me, that you all do it to me at times. So here's the thing. Let's leave that there. We want to vote on. From now on, if anyone notices anything, that they will inform the person they've noticed it, if therefore giving that person the chance to change it themselves, or if that person has got any disagreement or question about the changes, they can discuss that. They will not, under any circumstances, go into someone else's post and change it, especially the minutes, without some formal knowledge of others. And I think with the minutes, it should be 3 people involved, because that is a legal document. And I don't think that any one person has got a grasp of the whole proceedings to adjudicate on their own about changing anything. And that's the point I'm trying to make. And I believe that's the point Rhiannon was trying to make. And I'm sure you agree with that, Bashi, in essence. And you was just doing what you thought was your job, etc. Which is fine. So there is no argument. So let's not get childish about it. I want to vote on what I just said. Should anyone be allowed to change someone else's posts? Yes or no? Bashi.
I think it depends on the nature of the post. If you post a minute, it's a public declaration, a legal document of what has been said and what has been documented. And if one
look,
person...
we know all that. We've just discussed all that, and that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, all I want to say is, it's very simple. There's no argument there. We all know that, and you're not the villain here. So this is the kind of thing I'm trying to stamp out. Rhiannon's raised the point. It's a poignant point. It was raised to her because it actually happened, as innocent as it may be, but in the future it may not be innocent. So We're going to judge on it now. And I know you already agree that people should not change anything, especially in the minutes without 3 people present. And of course the original post. Yes or no?
I agree that nothing should be changed under the conditions which has been mentioned.
No. Under the conditions I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Absolutely no way should anything be changed.
No changes.
No changes.
Mark.
No changes.
Yeah, no changes.
Sarah.
No changes.
No changes.
Yeah, totally agree, no changes.
Yeah, no changes.
Okay. You've all just said that on tape. If anyone does that from now on, you're gone. I'll just delete you straight away. And that's that. And that's me exercising what I'm here to do, which is carry out what we vote on. And I hope you understand that. There will be no more warnings.
But Stephen, let me say something. I think you should log in to the purple room and see what has happened there.
I've got no problem with what has happened. I think you've all done your job perfectly. I think the whole thing's worked fine, and we've just adjudicated something which will no longer be a problem. Thank you. And unless anyone's got anything else to...
I think my words and what I write is my sacred ground, you know, and that, you know, where I come from, you know, we just don't do that, period. Now, it just opens up a can of worms for misunderstanding, anything that could be unintentional or even intentional.
Good. We all agree. Excellent. Anyone want to add anything else? Jolly good. So I'm going to call this meeting to a close. And thanks very much for everyone participating.